Hi, friends, it's me, Duncan Trussell, and this is the DTFH, and your name is Alex Alexander. You have broken yourself up into all the human beings living on the planet, and right now you're focusing on one individual. That's you, the person watching now, who probably doesn't know your name is Alex Alexander, and you're actually a really nice guy. It's very sad that you didn't wear a helmet on your motorcycle, because you have a wonderful family, and they're going to miss you a lot. We have a wonderful show for you today. William Montgomery is back. And wow, you know, William never fails to amaze me. Not only is he a soldier now, a warrior who has spent time in the trenches of Ukraine fighting the good fight, but he is about to release an incredible autobiography called The Story of Me. By the time this podcast goes up, it will be available everywhere. I've read it. It is one of the most scintillating, erotic, wise, beautiful, and incredible works of literature that has been written since the Holy Bible. And I really hope that you will get a copy. You can find links down below or at duncantrussell.com. But before you do that, and before you dive in to this incredible book that no doubt will change your life, it changed mine, and show you sides of William that you might not have known were there, check out this amazing conversation that I got to have with someone who within the next year will be known as America's greatest author. Everyone, welcome back to the DTFH, William Montgomery. William?
Duncan.
Welcome back to the DTFH. It's great to see you. We were, of course, just talking about MEO-DMT, toad venom, and William was asking, what's it like? What's toad venom like?
What is it like?
I've never done. I never did toad venom. And you know, this for sure. Some hippies will get mad at me for saying this, but like, maybe they've changed the methodology. Maybe you could pull this up on the screen. Can you pull up a picture of a frog that is where they're extracting venom from it? Because, you know, if these things, when they secrete the venom, they're not doing it because they're fucking happy. You know, they're doing it because look what they do to them. It's frog BDSM.
They put a little stick in that frog's nose.
No, and they put a stick in his back nose too.
Really?
Look, pull that other one up.
I see it coming out of his back nose.
Yeah, they put it in the back nose. Look, right, the one right there. Look at it. Look how miserable that frog is, like watching his friend. Like, what the fuck? Like, look, see that?
He literally is putting, is that a fingernail?
So this frog is being essentially like tied up in the way most people have to pay to get tied up. And in the way most people have to pay for it, I think these frogs are getting pegged. And they are squirting fear juice, which the hippies then scrape off of the actually that frog was like, wow, just another day in the swamp. You know, it's one of those days.
Day at the swamp.
Just was, you know, trying to eat some flies, and now these monkeys are sodomizing me.
Yeah.
So they scrape that goop off, and then they
put it on your skin.
And by the way,
so you're not smoking it or snorting it or anything. You get it applied to your skin.
Can you actually? I'm sorry. Make a note. Edit out, please, monkeys, because they're gonna think I was being so racist when I meant monkey descendants. So let's just cut the monkey thing out. Because people don't understand. I just realized that they're complected, and people are gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, so I guess taken out of context,
because they're gonna get mad.
It could be bad.
Yeah. So then what you do after you've terrified a frog, you're gonna fucking, I think, smoke the crystallized frog terror.
Damn. So put it on some, cabbage leaves, or put it on some sort of smoking thing, and then you can.
And then so that's your entry into whatever that space is. Now, you know, like all psychedelics, there's a mythology around it, and I'm sure there's more than likely, if I'm going to sodomize a frog and get stoned off its terror, I'm going to need some way to think about it that doesn't make me feel like the Jeffrey Dahmer of frogs.
Yeah.
So probably they might say it's a gift, but I would argue, well, then you should let it bring it to you.
Yeah,
it should come to your house and be like, yeah, scrape my back. I have a gift.
Yeah, I feel like I would be thinking about that right as I was smoking it for the first time. I'd be thinking, oh my gosh, this is not coming from a nice place.
Right. This is coming from a frog that was being sodomized. Now,
I wonder what it looks like. What, do they have a little butthole?
That's the other thing. In all these pictures, I don't see the butthole part. And by the way, maybe they're not sodomizing it. Maybe the stick is for some other reason. Can you Google search frog sodomy, MEODMT? Thank you.
Yeah, frog must have a
frog
butthole,
sodomy,
right?
Kubo.
And there's a club here. Maybe we should go to the club. Maybe we could go to a meeting one night, Duncan.
Well, I mean, honestly, like having seen videos of this, and for everyone who's like into this stuff, like I'm probably wrong. I don't know if they're sodomizing the frog, but my feeling is more than likely the frog is not in a good mood.
Yeah, you don't need to be doing that to a freaking frog. And did you just see that? It can cause toxic.
Yeah.
What did it say? I had never heard the toxic in front of that word before. Hepatitis.
Oh, well, let's see what this guy in a suit has to say. This is going to be funny. We have to talk over it or lower the volume, I guess.
Let me also make sure that
I mean, we don't have to show some fucking suit talking about it. The main thing is, so I never did that version of it. There's a synthetic version of it. And I ordered it online because there was a time when you could go to these, it was so funny the way they were.
Dark web?
No, they were called chemical research companies. So ostensibly, you're a scientist. And it just so happens that every chemical that they're selling for research is like psychedelics.
Yeah.
So, and it's psychedelics that haven't been scheduled yet. So you could legally order these things. And in those days, I thought, well, if it's not illegal, it probably can't be that strong.
For sure.
So I got this little bag of white crystals. And I didn't realize that to smoke MEO-DMT, you can't, it's not the same heat for like smoking weed. You can't use a lighter. It needs to be, I think it has to be a little like less hot.
Not less hot.
Yeah, I think you can like overcook it or something. I don't know. All I know is I didn't know what I was doing, which is in those days, I didn't care if I died. You know, I was just out of my mind. And so I didn't care. And in any kind of, if you care, if you want to survive, you're not going to just smoke some white fucking powder you ordered from an unknown website that is supposedly the most psychedelic thing available to humans.
But you don't give a shit.
You don't give a shit. And so I smoked it the first time and I felt a little weird, but nothing happened. I'm like, well, there you go. It's not real. Fucking bullshit. And then for some reason I thought, you know what? Like, I bet if I put it on some leafy shit, and it wasn't weed. I can't remember what I put it on. I bet it would work better. And I'd read all these things about it that I've been on the Arrowhead.
I love Arrowhead. I still get on Arrowhead.
All the warnings. Please be careful measuring this out. This is a very powerful thing. I'm like, shut the fuck up, Arrowhead. It can't be that powerful. And then I took a big old hit. And it was so weird, man. It was like my thoughts, it was like someone like slowing a record down because I could hear myself thinking, oh, this is what they were talking about. And then like I fell back in my bed.
Did it scare you?
Well, I was gone. I don't know where I went, but so I was just gone. And then when I did come back, I thought, oh, I killed myself. I'm dying now. And they're going to find my corpse in my a shitty fucking apartment in West Hollywood, right up the street from the Comedy Store, all withered and decayed.
How long do you think it would have taken for somebody to have found your body?
A couple months.
Yeah, like finally a buddy's like, hold on, where's Don? Or something.
They'd just be like, oh, he's on traveling or something. He's a comic. Who knows? He just didn't show up for work. Who fucking cares? I think I was on the phones.
Flies could start showing up. That's what happened with my Uncle Lee.
Oh, no.
He died in his condo. And it was weeks later. He used to drink Listerine. Sometimes it was very sad, but he ended up dying. And
to get drunk?
Yeah. and they ended up finding out Uncle Lee died because the downstairs neighbor, a bunch of flies started showing up through like the vents, and it was the flies. I guess it was his Uncle Lee's apartment was probably, his body was probably filled with flies,
maggots,
maggots and flies.
How close were you to Uncle Lee?
Gosh, I remember on Christmas Eve when we go over to my aunt and uncle's house, he'd always smoke cigarettes out front.
Uncle Lee?
Yeah,
But
Uncle Lee.
any conversations with him or any moments?
I
with
wish
Uncle?
Duncan, that's a weird part of life. Just wishing you were maybe older when you were around this person. I wish I was older. Like now it'd probably be fun to talk to Uncle Lee.
He'd have great breath.
He'd have wonderful breath. I could maybe drink a little. We could talk about that. He could tell me he used to be a TV salesman. So he could tell me about how he used to, at Sears. So I think I'd have a lot of questions about just his methodology for selling the television.
Oh, wow. See, that's the thing, man.
It's sad.
You can't beat yourself up over, because when you're a kid, what's more annoying than your uncles and your aunts?
Oh,
They're cooler, but they're also intimidating.
For sure.
Because you're when you're seeing an adult as a kid, you're seeing generally like a train wreck, like it's going over the cliff into the abyss of death, right? You're seeing this like slow motion collapse of the biological life and the weight of all the bad decisions they've made, which you do as a human. But as a kid, you haven't had enough time to fuck your life up in any kind of significant way.
For sure.
So you see an adult, and in general, even though you like to be around adults, as I recall, there's something uncomfortable about you're seeing your future here. You're seeing why are they so irritable and unhappy and upset? Why are they always drinking?
Yeah.
And why are they why do they get so mad?
For sure. Guy, there was one freaking Christmas Eve where he ended up falling down a couple stairs, and he took there were a bunch of like Christmas decorations and stuff on a table, and he took it all down with him when he fell to the ground.
Yeah. Now think about that. Just by yourself getting that hammered is crazy. You're
sure.
so hammered by yourself. You knock some shit over, and the next morning you wake up and you're like, okay, time to get off the booze. Like this.
Time to eat some Wendy's.
Time to eat some
I'd always be real hungry after that.
Waffle House, baby. You want the most greasy food.
I went to Cracker Barrel yesterday. Have you been to a Cracker Barrel recently?
Yes, I have.
Did you like it, or what were your thoughts? Did you like it?
Very, more disappointed than I expected to be. Like when I go to a Cracker Barrel, my expectations are already as low as they can be. I don't have,
even with the country store.
I love walking through the country store.
You did? Yeah, it's a nice country store. They have all kinds of stuff. They already had Christmas stuff out. It seems a little early for Christmas, in my opinion.
I love the country store, and they should have just kept it a country store, because that is what they're clearly good at, is like stocking a country store. What they're not good at is making breakfast.
Yeah.
Like Cracker Barrel's breakfast is like Satan had a special area in hell for those of us who just love breakfast.
Yeah, we still had to eat breakfast.
But also it's like, let's put I love breakfast, and a lot of people do. It's like, I'm not going to say it's my favorite meal of the day, but a lot of times, not to seem like an edgelord, if I'm getting lunch and they have breakfast available, I'll eat a breakfast lunch.
Me too. A breakfast lunch. I never thought of it like that. Well, yeah.
So, imagine you're in hell, and to me, I don't buy the whole eternal flame thing, because I think when something is painful consistently in a consistent way, you get used to it.
Oh.
So if you're gonna pull off a great kind of hell, you need it to be
like what?
Well, if I was wanting to create like a really good hell,
yeah,
this is what I would do. I would take the people in hell, and I would make them reset. Right, so like you come to hell and you reset, and I'd probably shrink them down, make it so that like they think they came out of other people in hell. And then what I would do is those other people in hell are so starved for love because they're disconnected from God. And so naturally they would I would make it so that love gets sort of like redirected towards the little souls in hell, right? And so now they're just going to love that thing more than anything ever, and that thing will love them back, right? And then probably what I do is I'd make it so that the older ones died somewhere around the middle of the younger ones' lives, you know? So they're just like, oh my God, this thing that I've loved more than anything is just gone forever. And then after...
God, Duncan, stop. It sounds like you're describing just real life a little.
Oh, yeah. Huh.
Oh, gosh.
But, you know, it's different here.
I know, it's different here.
It's different here.
It is.
But if I was designing a hell, like the last thing I'd want is people to catch on that they're in hell. Like I would never want them to think that they were in hell.
So still maybe like a neighborhood or there would be a city or something.
Cities, an economy, neighborhoods. And then what I would do, because instead of using the demons in the classic way...
Yeah, I think of maybe flying around or shadow demons after watching the movie Ghost. I think that really got me thinking demons are shadowy. But what are they? I don't know.
Well, in my hell, my demons would be the successful people. Like I would make it so there's actually no way in this hell that you will ever not be worried about like money. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? No way out. Like no matter like how much money I would make a lot of people make money.
You'd have to, probably.
And they think, oh my God, I have all this money. But then I would like create a system where they have to give like at least like based on how much they're making, like always half or more back to hell. And so that way you could never really get where you want to go. But then I would to give the sense that no, there is a place where you don't have to worry about money. That's where my demons come in. Mm-hmm. And I would make them look like the people. And they would like live in like huge
don't have to worry
mansions.
About it.
I would make shows about like yachts and stuff that they would watch in their tiny little hell chambers in the few hours of quote freedom they had before they had to venture back out into hell to trade their life energy to get something that like something like food here. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like,
but maybe in hell though, maybe it could be what would it be? But some sort of energy, some sort of
energy cubes.
But not like a hot dog. Yeah, not like eating food.
No, I would do like I would do energy cubes or something, or like you know, maybe I know tiny little energy cubes that were all put together that looked like a hamburger or a hot dog.
So you end up eating the thing, or you still end up eating the thing, but it doesn't really look like.
It looked like a hamburger, but if you like look deeply into it, you probably just see a lot of like tiny little cubes, or dots spinning around. I don't know. If I was running hell, I would have some like an engineer handle all that shit.
So that would be sad though if you like got drunk in hell one night or something, and you go to your Wendy's and you bite into the Dave's Double, and it's not actually a Dave. That would start turning into hell for me.
Yeah,
instead of being like, wait,
and that's Cracker Barrel. That's Cracker Barrel, which is like someone. It's like someone who has never eaten before. They were like, here, I'm going to show you something called breakfast, and I want you to replicate it and serve it to people. And that's Cracker Barrel to me. It looks like it could be breakfast. You have eggs, you have toast, you have your sausage, you have your coffee. But
for sure,
it's uncanny valley. It's like the simulator. And wherever there's a Cracker Barrel, it doesn't have the processing power to pull off an actual breakfast. So you get 8-bit breakfast. Cracker Barrel is 8-bit breakfast surrounded by a wonderful store.
Well, it was a real nightmare at a Cracker Barrel in Tennessee a couple of years ago. My brother, he's a lawyer in Memphis, and he had a case where there at a Cracker Barrel, some man was eating, or some person was eating, and grabbed a cup and drank out of the cup, and it was a bunch of bleach that one of the workers had left at the table. Yeah, and it turned into a giant lawsuit. They sued the hell out of Cracker Barrel.
So who was this? Your another uncle?
No, my brother. I think he was associated somehow. I don't know why.
Did he take the case? So I mean, for
I think he was going after Cracker Barrel.
He got the
which
case.
was kind of weird for me, Duncan, because I'll be honest. Yeah, yesterday, but I was a little annoyed. I got my blueberry pancakes, the grandma's pancake breakfast, turned them into blueberry pancakes, but they did not have the blueberry syrup yesterday, which was kind of a downer.
But that's the other thing. You go to a Cracker Barrel and you want to go wild. Guess what?
I was going wild. I ate probably 5 biscuits.
You want the blueberry thing. You know what? This morning, I'm not doing coffee. I'm doing Diet Coke. what? And then they'll be like, oh, sorry, the carbonation machine's broken. This episode of the DTFH has been supported by BetterHelp. You know, because I have an aging brain, I force myself to learn how to do new things all the time. And right now, I'm trying to learn how to draw. And it's so great. I love it. Once you like force yourself to do something, you realize that part of you that told you you could never do that is out of its mind. Like, yeah, you could pretty much do anything. All you have to do is practice, but it's really easy to start believing in things that are completely not based in reality. And the next thing you know, you find yourself crystallized, locked into a kind of subjective Han Solo carbonite coffin, which is everything you do and all the things you can't do. And this is where therapy can help. Therapy can help reawaken that part of you that was who you were when you were a kid and you thought you could do anything, which was true. You were right. It can help you reconnect with the spark, that part of you that just wants to learn how to do stuff, not because you think you're going to be Picasso, but just because it's fun to get better at things. Therapy can unlock the door to so many new skills and experiences. And who knows, maybe you could be the next Picasso. Wouldn't it be sad if Picasso had thought to himself, I'm not a painter, I can't do that, and then believed it? We would never have his incredible art to act like we understand it and use it in a commercial to act like we understand art. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. You just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist. You could switch therapists anytime at no additional charge. Rediscover your curiosity with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/Duncan today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Duncan. Thank you, BetterHelp.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not going to drink a Diet Coke in the morning, bitch. So
yeah, so you
even
fucked me because you have the fantasy of like, you know, some incredibly rotten, physiologically damaging combination of like pancake, blueberry syrup, nice Diet Coke, so you get that nice burp.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
like that little bouncy little pop. And no, you're not getting that.
Bouncy little pop. I know. That's fun when the burps come out like that.
They do with Diet Coke. The Diet Coke burps are.
Are you a big Diet Coke guy?
Not anymore.
Do you drink regular Coke? Or are you Pepsi?
I if I'm gonna drink a Coke, it's Diet Coke. I can't do any of that shit now because of my diabetes. But I think I can drink Diet Coke. But I just like, and
it's not good. I don't drink it. I don't get it. I will drink a lot of carbonated water beverages, which are horribly boring. But yeah, Diet Coke. I don't know. It always tasted funny to me. What is that sweetener in there? And I think it gives people stomach cancer. So be real careful. If you drink a bunch of Diet Coke.
Yeah, I think that it can't be good, right?
No.
Like you look at the shit we consume now, and then you just look back like 1,000 years when the technology to like make food like
coming around.
It's whoa, man. Like everything it wasn't considered healthy to like drink a lot of water and eat organic meat. It's just was what you had.
Yeah.
Like it was no, you couldn't. They didn't have the chemicals they have now to add dyes and stuff. And then when you look at like how we just think it's normal to like, you know, nice bubbly brown liquid with a myriad of strange chemicals in it, of which you don't even know what the fuck they are unless you're a biochemist.
Yeah.
And always some in the background drone regarding whatever you are eating these days, which is probably could be killing you. But, you know, so when you eat now, you're always worrying. You're not thinking about it most of the time, but somewhere back there.
Well, you got to think about it. Even at Cracker Barrel yesterday, I look at my grandma's pancake breakfast and it has to tell me the calories. I don't want to know the calories. I'm trying to have fun at Cracker Barrel. You know what I mean? And all these things. I go to a Wendy. Actually, I don't. I like Pete Terry's. Do you ever go to Pete Terry's?
Yes.
Oh, I love some Pete Terry's.
Now, Pete Terry's is great.
Yeah,
Pete Terry's
that seems really good. I love it.
I still like In-N-Out better.
Do you?
Yes, you no? What? You can chime in.
Yeah.
The fries. The fries at In-N-Out suck.
Okay. Yes.
So if I'm gonna get a burger and fries, P. Terry's wins.
Okay, you're right. The fries at In-N-Out, I wouldn't say they suck. I would say they are slightly below average fries. The In-N-Out burger, on the other hand, is a.
That's really good. I totally
good.
like it. We live we live close to both, so we can have both sometimes.
You could go to P. Terry's, pick up some fries, go to In-N-Out, get the burger, and you might have a perfect meal.
Might have the perfect meal.
But Cracker Barrel, on the other hand, it's not here's the main thing. Like, I know legally they have to put the calories on there because some asshole thought that would have any kind of fucking impact.
It just rains on my parade.
Just stop. It's just stupid. It doesn't work. And if you're at a Cracker Barrel, you don't give a shit about yourself. You don't care about your ancestors. You don't care about anything. You're a nihilist. If you're a Cracker Barrel, you're a nihilist. You hate your ancestors. You want to destroy the earth. At night, you dream of ripping the heart out of angels and eating it. That's who you are if you go to Cracker Barrel.
But if you do have a grandparent or something and you want to give them a good Christmas present, maybe a Cracker Barrel gift card,
Nope.
It could be good. You don't think so? So you're...
If you're giving your grandparent something,
Yeah.
and it's a Cracker Barrel gift card.
Yeah. Is that not a good Christmas present?
Dude, it would be better to put them on OnlyFans. Less sinful to convince them to do like an OnlyFans than to fucking like get a crack. Like they carried your mother in their womb. Your grandfather had the courage to court them, to take them onto a hay bale, yank their fucking old, musty, like whatever the fuck old people wore back then, down, like go down on her hairy. Your grandmother's bush guaranteed was unbelievably hairy.
Yeah, I mean, they were down in Mississippi.
Oh, that's Mississippi.
They were down in Mississippi
pie.
in the Delta.
Oh yeah. So
The
that's
Delta of Mississippi.
Humidity.
Very humid, very flat.
And lice.
Ugh.
Because like everyone had lice. So you're just think of the courage of your grandfather as he like just pushed his face into this like swampy, thick human mat of pubic hair crawling with lice, and then just made your grandmother come so hard.
I know.
And then like, you know, he pulled out his beautiful shaft, pulsing with veins, and like, was it filthy? Absolutely. Covered in oil and dirt.
Yeah, down in Mississippi for
He had to like wipe like sand off or something, but she loved it. Like she loved him. It's like The Notebook. And then it was like a hot knife through butter when he entered her for the first time, and the moan of your grandmother as your grandfather pumped into her, his ass cheeks, muscular and like weirdly wrinkled, but in a kind of masculine way.
Sometimes that can look pretty cool
from
and
the
masculine.
spankings.
Sometimes it can.
From the spankings your great-great-grandmother used to administer to him when he was in college. She would come to college and
He'd
be like,
real bad.
"You've
after
been
college.
bad," and then bap, spanked his ass until it wrinkled up.
Yeah.
And all I'm saying is,
It's weird. How did you even though it's so weird? You've been right on a decent amount of those, but how did you know about?
I read your autobiography. You gave me
spankings. Yeah, no, it's so weird. It's so strange.
Did you not think that I read it? I read the whole thing.
I didn't know. It's like I don't know. I start feeling embarrassed. It seems weird to send people a little biography.
Well, dude, first of all, I just have to say this: like when anybody sends you a book or like something they've written, and you're their friend, you're like, please God, let it be good. because
I can only imagine.
and so
I can only imagine.
it's like to get your book, and the cover looks fucking incredible.
Thanks so much.
It's so-
That took a while.
Yeah, it's The Story of Me by William Montgomery. And, also I thought it was a little audacious in the sense that, like, to write an autobiography about yourself. I feel like this is a thing, if we're going to
It's a newer thing. I feel like it's a newer thing. I feel like people are starting to do it a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. And so I know that must have been difficult for you in the sense that they're like, what do you, like, if I want to write a book of fiction, I can just like pick up a million books of fiction. But if I wanted to, like, the idea of like writing about what happened to me in my life.
For sure. I mean, it's weird writing. I started writing it at 33. So it's kind of weird.
By the way, I'm sorry, I should have said up front. Story of Me. It's you can pre-order it on Monday.
Yes, pre-order on Monday. The publisher we're working with, it's already, Duncan, I swear, I wouldn't normally say this, but I do look at you as a good friend. You would be so happy. You'd be very proud.
It's
really? Yes.
I get it, man. So like, I get your book, and
did you, so you thought it was okay. So I'm assuming since you recounted some of that story, did you not think it got a little too correct? I'm not going to use the word sexy, but you don't think it got a little weird?
I loved it.
Okay.
Your book is it's going to revolutionize nonfiction. For one, I mean, you've just trailblazed a new path, which is this.
For sure.
I was thinking, like, God, there's so many people who I'd love to know what their life was like. You know what I mean? Like, so many people I'd love to know. Michelle Obama. Like, what was? I would love to know her life. Like,
to know,
and
because I really don't know enough about Michelle.
No, exactly, and I think there's something really cool and like enigmatic about that.
Yes,
but like to know, like, where'd you go to high school and what,
For sure, she was a first lady. It's like, give me something. I'm an American. Yeah. I need to know a little background on some of these people.
Captain Sandy from Below Deck. I would fucking do anything to read this story.
Captain Sandy, if you're watching, we love you.
Yes, we love you. Oh.
Captain Sandy, God, get us out of your mouth,
man. I shouldn't. By the way, like, Captain Sandy for president. Like,
yes.
Can we please just like get her?
Maybe a Michelle Sandy.
Oh my God.
Let's not even.
Don't even go there, dude. Don't even go.
That's my version of hell, Duncan, is thinking of these wonderful. I mean, those two would be unstoppable.
Well, and you just know that is something that could happen, and it hasn't happened yet. And you do pray, and I pray before I watch Below Deck. Even though I know it's already been filmed and stuff.
I know.
Just some of the relationships that are happening between the stews. It's just like, I feel like a lot of them deserve love, and I think they have a real hard job.
They work so hard. Seriously, it's so strange you say that, Duncan. Seriously, they work so hard on those freaking boats. It's like, I get it. Sometimes generally speaking, it seems like you probably don't want to be going out with maybe a coworker or something, but it's like these people are out on the ocean or what have you. You know what I mean? For so long.
And they are servants.
Yeah.
They only give and give and give to the clients. They just give and give to the guests, and it's like, God, that level of selflessness, I feel like it needs fuel.
Yeah, and you have to add fuel to that fire, because people these days, they're not like that. There's not enough people like that. I think you could learn a lot from the wonderful souls.
Oh, the whole fucking thing. I mean, if we look at the Captain Sandy, what is Captain Sandy? Captain Sandy is the symbol of what humanity could be.
Yeah.
She symbolizes, I would say, something we all hope exists, which is a kind of benevolent yet stern, mystical figure that is steering the vessel of reality. And we're all just stews on that ship that is history. And so I think Captain Sandy probably represents a Gnosticism, Sophia, the light of the divine that comes into the demiurge's malformed creation. And I would say that the crew would represent the saints. The crew, when I see the crew, I'm like, okay, well, the chef is probably supposed to be Jesus.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I had thought.
Because the chef is always getting crucified.
Mm-hmm.
But the next trip rises from the dead.
I know. Man, that guy can't cook.
Oh, dude. And
God, that guy can't cook. Where is he?
The current chef?
Yeah.
That's really fucking weird because he disappeared in Bolivia.
Yes, I don't even know. What are they thinking? See, it's starting to scare me a little, Duncan. That I think can happen when somebody does. Yeah, I mean, somebody's so powerful. Just generally.
Well, just the people coming on the ship.
Yeah.
And you hear them talk.
Yeah, don't let the people on the ship anymore. I don't know why they are letting people.
I mean, the chef probably overheard a conversation with some people on the ship talking about some like I don't know, Illuminati shit. Yeah. And the chef probably fucked up and dropped a spoon. And they're like, what? And they realized he was the eavesdropping. Anyway, I don't know. Also, I do know that the chef was... where did he go to school? Stanford or something. It was like in maybe not Stanford, MIT. I think it was MIT. And he was really big into anti-grav research. And so he had, prior to getting on Below Deck, just published a paper on a room temperature superconductor, which could, that would revolutionize a lot of things. And also something, I don't study physics, but there was something in there. Oh God, something about the phonons or something within the. Regardless, the idea is that like maybe he found why superconductivity is still a mystery to many people. Maybe he found out, he got a deeper understanding of what it could be, and also that leads to potential levitation, which leads to like obviously if we could have like gravity bubbles around drones, we would have like an incredible weapon. And so like so I know he went from MIT, writes the paper, goes to the State Department, and then apparently he met Captain Sandy.
Where? I wonder, and I apologize for right there. Even that's like the only emotion that could come out. It's like, how did they even freaking meet up with each other? How did those two
meet?
Yeah, I mean, how did that even happen? I know, how did it even happen?
Record store.
What were the chances those two personalities would end up?
That they're digging through crates in some Brooklyn record store or something, and like,
I know,
and like, and then like, I think they were both looking for like some like rare Pavement album, and so, and then they just started talking, and like, how she is, she can tell a good person, and
for sure.
I think she said, well, can you cook? I need a chef. And he's like, honestly, Captain Sandy, I'm a theoretical physicist. But she's like, but isn't that cooking? And boom, like now.
Crazy.
Yeah. It's so weird. You got to put yourself out there, man, because you never know. Your life can change in a moment. You could be like
1,000%.
a chef on a yacht.
And
tomorrow.
Watch the show and watch Below Deck.
So good.
I mean, highly recommend.
Highly recommend Below Deck. It is incredible.
It's one of the best. I hadn't seen anything like that, and I don't even know how long, Duncan.
Oh, it's like... There Will Be Blood is one of my favorite movies.
I love it.
And this makes There Will Be Blood look like a fucking piece of shit.
Oh, yeah.
I can't even watch it. Yes.
That's scary.
It's scary out there. The winds.
God, did you hear about that super yacht that recently went down?
I did.
And then what happened? So what? The guy's a lawyer. They had recently won some lawsuit or something. And then the guy dies and the guy's lawyer dies the next day crossing a street or something.
Yes.
Wasn't there something weird with that?
Well, the conspiracy folks are always going to find something weird about anything. A bird flies across the street and they're like, oh, it's a camera. So, let me explain this. I love debunking. So here's the deal. The gentleman who died on the yacht was in some kind of big legal case because the technology he was developing was some kind of really powerful, I think, surveillance technology or something like that.
Oh, somebody lied to my ass. Somebody said he was a Chef Boyardee, like made all the money with Chef Boyardee and was coming out with some new sort of tomato sauce. Somebody got my ass.
No, that's just not the whole story.
Or is that?
That's true.
Yeah, I heard it. Some dumb. Okay.
That's,
somebody told me, and then I was telling everybody. I like to get on the phone and tell everybody when I get these scoops.
Yeah,
and they're telling me it's a Chef Boyardee guy, and I'm like,
no, he was,
okay.
You know, a lot of the Chef Boyardee guys get into surveillance tech. Like it's like a direct road from the Chef Boyardee corporate offices to the Pentagon.
Yes.
Like I think if you look it up, 45% of high-ranking intelligence officers in the United States government worked at Chef Boyardee for at least 5 years.
And what is that office building they have in Boston?
The Chef Boyardee office?
They have this random building in Boston.
Oh, dude.
Look it up. But you can't even see it well. You can't even see it on Google Maps on the satellite stuff. You can't, they like block it. Seriously.
I mean, can we pull up a picture of Chef Boyardee? Let me just show you something.
Yeah. I mean, people forget.
And by the way, for people like you were just saying, like, don't listen to the conspiracy people. Conspiracy means it's not real. Everything that I'm talking about now is 100% real. There we go.
See?
Chef Boyardee. No, pull him up. Pull him up.
And that's only a recent
The black and white one, please. That one. Yeah, okay. Now, can you pull up a picture of a little somebody named Adolf Hitler? And side by side with Chef Boyardee, if that's possible.
And then Duncan.
Okay, now pull up. There's Hitler. Just there you go. Pull that up. Any one where you see his face. Now Chef Boyardee. Oh, well. Can we pull up Hitler again? No. I said pull up Hitler, and who did you pull up?
And Duncan, I could be wrong, but could we look up one more person?
Sure.
I think it's Uday Hussein.
Yeah, check this shit out. This will blow your mind.
One of Saddam Hussein's sons.
Boom.
Is this little different?
Not
or kind of.
I mean,
here, let's
not
see.
that. I mean, the lighting they're using is like probably a little different.
Yes.
Than they were using for Hitler.
That one down there, maybe where he has the mustache. Yeah, maybe right. Yeah.
Yeah, that looks
maybe a little better.
Yeah. No. No, man. Listen, there you go. There it is. And also, you have to understand, like when they're doing these photo shoots, they there's Hitler. There's Chef Boyardee. Go back to Hitler, please.
Yeah, the Hitler's Chef Boyardee. Yeah, we can disregard.
But it's like Hitler. Like it's like imagine like Hitler puts on like 30 pounds. Now go to Chef Boyardee. Boom. So, everybody knows about Operation Paperclip. Everybody knows that at the end of World War II, a lot of Nazi scientists made their way to the United States and became what? They became physicists. They became embedded into like the United States science apparatus, as well as probably became sort of like proxy surveillance people. You know what I mean? So when we look at Chef Boyardee, I think it's clear who Chef Boyardee, who that could be. And a lot of people, they say that when they've analyzed the bones in the bunker, that's definitely not Hitler. But what they won't hear, you know what else they found in the fucking bunker?
Wow.
Hitler's favorite food.
Chef Boyardee.
Well, it wasn't called that then, but spaghetti.
Spaghetti. He loves spaghetti. That's interesting. Because you think maybe a German guy wouldn't like Italian cuisine.
No, I mean,
but they were buddies, so maybe that makes sense, I guess.
Exactly, because
excuse me, yes.
So Hitler, goes to Italy to visit with Mussolini.
Yeah.
And I think he had requested schnitzel, and
I've never liked that. I feel like I've had that once or twice. It's just that weird breaded something.
I don't like it at all. I don't like schnitzel at all. It's really not a good food. It's too breaded. It's I've never had good German schnitzel. Which I imagine
there's some good schnitzel out there.
I've had American schnitzel, which is just awful. But so they're out of schnitzel. They didn't know how to make it basically, and they didn't get the ingredients. By the way, the guy who didn't get the ingredients was hung the next day in front of Hitler. But he tried to stop the hanging. Why? Because they gave him spaghetti.
Really?
And he cried. He ate the spaghetti and he cried and he said it's the best thing he'd ever eaten, and he's so happy the schnitzel wasn't there. And so when he saw they were going to hang the guy who forgot to get the schnitzel, the breadcrumbs or whatever for the schnitzel, Hitler supposedly ran to try to stop the execution. It was too late. But yeah.
Gosh.
So yeah, there you go. So then, Hitler's passion, like when he wasn't working on the war, was cooking. He wanted to replicate, and he would cook with Mussolini, and Mussolini would like try to teach him how to make spaghetti. And it was really like a frustrating experience for both of them because like Hitler.
It looks like he could make some good spaghetti.
Oh, supposedly his spaghetti was top notch. And so Hitler got real paranoid with Mussolini because Hitler was on a lot of meth, and he started thinking that Mussolini was like not giving him the actual recipe.
Oh, I hate it when that happens, when you got a buddy who you're trying to get a good recipe and you're like, you're fucking with me. You're leaving something out, you dumbass. What do you think? I'm not going to figure it out?
Yeah, exactly. And like,
there's only so many spices, idiot.
Dude,
why don't you just tell me?
And this is where their friendship like had a real rift, is because, the whole Nazis looking for the Ark of the Covenant thing, that's a retelling of what they were really looking for, which was Mussolini's spaghetti recipe.
Would you have worn something like that green outfit? Look at that green outfit he's wearing. That's crazy with those little dangly thing. That's kind of
So what are those, wind chimes?
Oh my gosh, so people know he's coming and they can straighten up.
Like a cat. Yeah. It's like you put a bell on the cat, so when he birds, he's like killing so many people. They had to put
they had to put the little chimes
so
on him.
He's coming. Have you ever seen Mussolini's building? Can you pull up Mussolini's government office? I mean, at least he didn't try to tiptoe around the fact that he was like a fascist fucking dick. Look at his office. Look at the one with the face. Yeah, look at that. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, look at that. Like,
he could have had a better artist. I feel like if you're going to put a freaking bust of your face or whatever you call it, you need to get a good artist. You could probably find somebody in Italy. I'm sure there's a good artisan who could do that, a good sculptor.
Dude, like,
look at that fireplace. Is that a fireplace? You need a bunch of logs for that?
That's a walk-in fireplace. You can just walk right in the fire.
Yeah. That thing's huge.
That thing is, that's cool. So yeah, anyway, so like to sort of tie things up here, the Nazi, like the entire, they, and honestly, in a weird way, this is why, like, sometimes I'm like, bad people and bad of meeting each other can somehow lead to good things. And maybe I'm just trying to find a light in the shadows here, but supposedly Hitler's obsession with duplicating Mussolini's spaghetti recipe became so intense that he stopped paying attention to the war. He wanted to, he told everyone around him, let's stop, let's apologize, give back what we can, and let's just focus
Just apologize to everybody.
Let's focus on that's his exact words.
But you probably could.
Well, I think
you probably could. Maybe, I don't know.
There was,
maybe there's some stuff he can apologize for.
There was some stuff that would be real hard for him to apologize for. And I think that one of his advisors, said to him, like, I don't know that an apology letter is going to work for some of the stuff. And so then Hitler couldn't end the war because, he was convinced that his apology probably wouldn't be accepted globally.
Yeah.
And so, but he just basically hung up his swastika, and that bunker was his kitchen. People think he went in the bunker to hide. He'd been in there for like months, just trying to work on spaghetti. He was obsessed.
Do you think he ended up finding? I think some people talk about that. Do you think he ended up finding Mussolini's recipe there at the end?
Have you ever eaten spaghetti in Brazil?
No.
It's the best spaghetti you will ever have.
And okay, so maybe that answered it, because German people, some of them went to Brazil.
I think the trajectory of what happened is pretty clear. I think Hitler and like his closest associates went to Brazil, opened up an Italian restaurant, and I think they what I've read, and again, this is stuff from like the dark web, and this is stuff from like, you know, hacking groups I'm part of, but like, so there was an Italian restaurant in Brazil, and it was called Chef Brasili.
Okay.
Right,
Yeah.
Chef Brasili.
Seriously?
Yes, and so that restaurant was like one of the favorite like hangouts of the CIA. It was like all over Brazil at the time because they were studying Brazilian Bigfoot, which was being cited all the time, and they wanted to study it.
Yeah.
Anyway, long story short, the CIA realizes that this is Hitler's Italian restaurant, and instead of doing what they should have done, which is brought him to justice, they recruited him supposedly, and that was the creation of Chef Boyardee. So that is why.
And the guy on the yacht was, a relative or just high up in the company.
Oh
or,
boy, here we go. Conspiracy shit. Okay, have another toke.
Well, I think he was associated totally. Well, I don't know. It seems a little weird.
Show me where are you getting your information from?
Well, I mean,
show me the proof. That's a problem with you people. Like you say shit that is so ridiculous, and it's misinformation, and people fucking hear it and they believe it, and it fucking like gets all over the internet, and now people are gonna say.
You mean prove it, Duncan? You know what I did the other day?
What?
I got back. This was a couple of weeks ago. I got back from somewhere, and I hadn't slept at all, and I'm going down the escalator of the Austin airport. And there's two Jehovah Witness ladies, and I was feeling like kind of in a weird mood, and I talked to the Jehovah's Witness ladies, and I'm like, what makes y'all think y'all are going to be part of the 144,000? And then, but basically, I was like, well, y'all probably need to change your policy on not having birthdays and Christmas and stuff. And the woman was like, oh, well, I have fun every day. And I was like, prove it. And then I walked off. And then I was like, William, you're fucking insane. Why did you talk to these poor old women?
They probably thought you were the devil.
I know. They probably thought I was insane.
Big red beard. Guys like, prove. How do you even prove it?
Yeah, I know. Shit, that bitch wasn't having fun every day.
How do you prove that you're having fun?
Yeah, no shit.
No, I'm asking.
Yeah, how could she prove it?
No, I'm saying like if there was a show where someone had to prove to you they were having fun.
Yeah.
What would be the method? Like how
I
can
don't know.
convince
Maybe
you I'm
a little.
fun?
I don't know. Maybe at least a little smile or two every day. Maybe that's having fun. I don't think she was even smiling once or twice a day.
Well, this was the end of the day at an airport.
Beginning of the day.
So they're probably just grumpy. They're probably tired.
Oh, I know. And I was the grumpy one.
Why do like missionaries go to the airport? What is that?
I don't know. I saw someone, I was going to the Mall of America, and I thought, I'm not talking to them again after what happened the last time.
I mean, I'm always like, my feelings get hurt by the Jehovah's Witnesses because, like, you know, you pass any good cult stand and, like, you know, you're kind of hoping, like, please let them talk to me. You know, I want to feel the beginning of the manipulation. Yeah. And they ignore my ass. Like, they don't even look at me when I go by. And it's like, it always like kind of hurts my feelings.
See, they need to get better at their tactics.
I think their bedside manner sucks for people trying to recruit for like some kind of like cult, basically. Like, dude, like, come on.
Yeah, 1,000%. I was talking to these two old women. And I was like, prove it.
You know who is really fucking good at recruiting for cults?
Who?
Manson.
Oh, yeah.
Manson had the recipe, dude. Like, the recipe was like hot girls at parties and look like Jesus, and that you like.
What would he give them drugs?
The girls?
Yeah, wouldn't he give people drugs? Were they all doing acid and stuff?
I read that Manson would give This episode of the DTFH is supported by DraftKings Sportsbook. TD Tutty, taking it to the house. Whatever you call a touchdown, they matter more at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. Score big with DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 place to bet touchdowns. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code Duncan. That's code Duncan for new customers to get $250 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 and get 1 month of NFL Plus Premium only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 887-897-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas, 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/ftball. NFL Plus Premium offer available only to new and former NFL subscribers. Additional NFL Premium terms at nfl.com/terms. Thank you, DraftKings! Not just girls, everybody. Like he would, one of the things he liked to do with you if you went up to Spawn Ranch. And you know, the other, like when you think about Manson, you have to like remember, this is before everyone was freaked out about Charles Manson. So like there is no Charles Manson other than the one you're meeting. And the one you're meeting is this kind of like impish looking hippie dude who looks like he could like be in Jesus Christ Superstar, right? And like he's friends with the Beach Boys. And like, you know what I mean? And he's got like insanely good acid. Like, yeah, was he in prison or whatever? But dude, I mean, the system got him, man. I'm like, come on, we're going to break free. And like, so he would get you on acid. And then he would, for a long time, mimic the expressions you were making. I think the game was like, you were both imitating each other. And that would like cause some kind of like mind connection to happen where you feel like you're looking, it's mirroring. So it's like you're looking in the mirror, you see Charles Manson, but you start thinking because you're on acid that it's you. And so this merger happens. And it like that technique is really powerful and gets used by a lot of people actually. But that's like really fucking brilliant if you're like, I mean, that of all the cults, dude, I mean, if you got to pick, and you
would be a fun one in what, Southern California?
What are you gonna pick, Jonestown?
Yeah.
Go down to the fucking jungle and like farm?
Yeah, too many mosquitoes and stuff.
No way.
Yeah.
No way. What are you gonna pick? You gonna pick Scientology? Like you get shit like connected to, you know, honestly, they make some good points, but what are you gonna pick? Like, but I'm saying for fun.
Yeah.
You're definitely not picking the Jehovah's Witnesses.
No, you can't have birthday parties. I like a birthday party.
You can't even have a fucking birthday party.
Or Christmas. I like Christmas time, and it's about to be Halloween. It's fun decorating for Halloween. You're not allowed to decorate. Boring.
I mean, really.
That's why I said prove it, Duncan, when she said, oh, I have fun every day.
Listen.
But that was bad.
It was, you were tired.
It was weird of me. I was tired. I was cranky.
You were tired. And also, like, isn't the idea, like, so, okay, I am, like, for the sake of the conversation, a divine messenger of God. I have truly realized something so powerful. It will transform your life and your family's life and potentially the world's life. And it will prepare you for what's coming. And I know that there's almost no way you can prepare for this other than coming to know the rising sun, right? So so I don't expect people who aren't aware of my data to be sane because they live in a world of madness and they have been corrupted by, dark forces, powers and principalities that have gotten into their brain and like convinced them to hate themselves and that all that matters is the fleeting 70 years maybe that you spend on this planet, that even the consideration of death is sort of not a good sign necessarily, when that's really all you should be thinking about And so, and I see someone like you come and like yell at me. I would feel like, of course, I know why he's yelling. He's yelling at me because he's in hell, and and I'm going to free him.
That's a little scary.
But no,
I don't agree. I don't agree with what they're saying, so it doesn't matter.
No,
I guess
saying,
what they're thinking. But
why
maybe
didn't
they're
they call
right
you back?
though.
They should have been like, please come back. Please come back. Let's talk about it. Happiness. Come back. I want to save you. Not like, see you later, dick. Like, no, if you're going to like do fucking cult.
Right. I hear you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing? You got to fucking put, if you
they didn't try to get me. I was testing them.
It's like if like someone's falling off a cliff and they're hammered or something, and I notice they're about to fall, but they are yelling at me like, prove you're happy. I'm going to still try to pull them off the cliff.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Is like, cult members, come on, you got to commit to this shit, man. We need you.
Yeah, TikTok is taking over. You have to come on.
That's why the Mormons are doing a good job.
Are they on TikTok?
It's called Mom Talk.
Oh my gosh.
And they have their reality TV show that just came out on Hulu.
Oh, and they rap. Can you pull up on, maybe it might not be on YouTube, Mormon rap? I saw a pretty good Mormon rap on my reels. Oh, yeah, there we go. The Mormon rap. I don't know if we can even play this, but we can try. What is the rule about doing this?
The Walter Hayes Band.
You have to turn the volume down or something? I can't hear it at all. Are they going to hear it?
I don't know how that works. So this is from 1988. Mormon rap. Do the Mormon rap. Hey, this couldn't be from 1988.
Yeah. You know, for those of you listening, we got 3 kids dancing. They're cuties. They're having fun.
Yeah, a couple of
They
cuties.
kind of have that awkward. They don't know how to dance yet, and they already feel weird about like dancing. Cut to some massive Mormon church.
Huge.
So yeah, the Mormons, I mean, they're doing a good job of culting because they're showing how fun their life is on reality TV. They're becoming the top influencers on TikTok.
Interesting.
I don't think this is good culting. I think this is really bad culting.
This doesn't seem
like you could stop it. Like,
who is that? Was that guy a Mormon who had just showed the tall basketball player?
Yeah, they're so.
Is that what that just?
Yeah, well, that was that. Who was it? Larry Bird? Like, go back. Was it Larry?
I don't even know who that was.
Okay, so I guess they're also kind of saying here you could put the Book of Mormon is just a book. You can like, I don't know who that is. Well, anyway, the point is like the problem. There's a lot of problems in America right now. They say that in 25 years all the bridges will collapse.
I saw that.
And it's not just that. It's not
is
just
that true? What are we gonna do? How are we gonna get across rivers and stuff?
Boats.
God, people are gonna have to start doing that again.
Why not?
Yeah, I know that people on below deck like it, but I don't.
Well, you could also just make your car turn into a boat.
Oh yeah. Well, they had the big disaster, I think, in Missouri. You know those things that look like duck boat. They're duck vehicles.
You did not hear about
this. They drive. They have wheels, but then they can go out in a lake or something.
What's the disaster?
And a storm came, and a bunch of people drowned.
Oh my God!
One of the things, outside of Branson.
You're out there in your fucking duck boat, and you're having fun. It's a first date. You're with this beautiful person. You're like, my God, I think that this might be the one. And it gets a little windy, but she's just like, stay on the lake a little bit longer. You start kissing. You don't think like I'm about to die.
Yeah, water starts slowly coming in a little, and then.
Oh God, how sad! How sad to like pull bodies out of duck boats, like that collision of like, just how many wonderful Sunday afternoons in those duck boats, and now they've become like literally the boat that carries you over the river Styx, which would be fucking hilarious.
If over the river Styx, it's like a duck boat.
Karen, this creepy dude in the hood or whatever, but it's a duck boat.
It's a duck boat.
Get on in, come on, we're going to Hades.
Yeah,
dude. You just never know, man. But like, so it's not just I think like we're seeing like in America like we've lost our way, and I think one primary example of that is like how lazy the cults are in America now. Like we used to, like America has produced some of the most powerful, incredible cults this world has ever known. And now we've got fucking like, somebody scratching with the Book of Mormon. I don't know if you ever watched Scientology TV. It came on my
I used to a little
hotel room. And it's like, to me, the problem is the attempt to normalize. It's like,
right, because it's abnormal.
Why not go all the way? Go all the fucking way. Like the idea has become so incredibly different from default reality and also sexy. Like you have to use sex with your cult. Like you can't do this puritanical bullshit. Like you need very symmetrical people as your missionaries in love bombing, like make people feel so incredibly loved and like play into Western narcissism, play into the
sure.
Instagram, like I'm always filming myself or I don't exist or whatever that is. And like, come on.
Yeah.
Like you gotta get off your ass.
Yeah. Come on. We would need something better. We want something better. We deserve something better.
We deserve something better. And I'm not going to get political, but I didn't hear any of the candidates talking about the cult issue in America. I
did not. I watched it last night. I didn't see it either.
Impotent cult leaders, non-scary cults, no sense of trying at the airports, no feeling of the possibility of joining a cult. You don't even have that. At least like when you were younger, you could be like, I want to join a cult. No one even has that like dream.
I couldn't even if I wanted to right now. I would have nowhere to go if I wanted to join one. You think there'd be one close by?
It would just be boring though. Like it's just like
yeah, right. I want to find
I don't want a corporatized cult. Okay,
sure.
Like I don't want a fucking cult that is running in the same way that they run like I don't know an NVIDIA or something. Like I want a fucking ranch. I want a prophet. I want the last great cult leader, Koresh.
Yeah, in Waco. I want to go see that. Do they have like a plaque or do they have like a museum or something up there, I wonder?
Yeah, I think you can visit the area.
You can?
I heard that. And also like Waco.
Yeah, I want to go see it.
But Waco, I think can you Google Waco, Texas, please? I don't think a lot of people know what a fun city Waco is. I was looking at it. It's like, looks like a really great city.
Have you not been?
I haven't been.
Always drive past it going to like Dallas or going through Dallas.
Maybe pull
it past it.
How about 10 things to know before moving to Waco? Because, it's like everybody knows Waco is the site of this, like, the federal government destroying one of the great prophets of God.
Yeah, that's all I think about it, kind of.
Yeah, but like, look what we've got. Shopping and dining variety, employment opportunities, affordable homes, a reasonable cost of living, a booming economy. Waco sees 2 million visitors per year, a friendly small town feel. And it's like you have a great town and you incinerate a prophet of God and children. And that's all anyone remembers you for after that. And it's sad.
It's so sad.
Can we pull up like on YouTube, like Move to Waco so folks can see?
Yeah, I want to go see that. I got to go see where it was. I'm sure you could. There's got to be like a plaque or something.
Don't go to Waco for that. Like, go to like, don't. And this asshole, my name is Brian Bundy, and don't move to Waco. Fuck you. Go down.
Yeah, that guy's a hater.
Maybe Google Waco Tourism Department. I'm just saying, if I was you, like, and anyone listening, don't go to Waco to do like to see the place that like someone who was actually connected with the divine and was so dangerous that they destroyed him because they're trying to keep us in hell. Here it is.
I support nuclear energy.
Huh. Me too. Whoa, you actually agree.
I came into Waco. We do a gig at Three Texans Winery near Temple. Waco is located about 90 miles south of Fort Worth and also about 90 miles south.
Ahead.
So it's not really a huge city, but
don't listen to
not
that.
A small town in the 1800s, and there's lots of history.
Don't listen
in
to
that
him.
time
Yes.
and going forward into the day around that area.
Okay.
I just think it's really interesting to walk around Waco. I think it's pretty walkable, and there is a distinct downtown area.
That guy sounds like if Ambien could fucking talk. Let's stop this. Like that is not the voice of Waco. Waco is a vibrant, beautiful city. Yes, they did kill a prophet in Waco, but motherfuck they've got great breweries.
Yeah. And they sound like wineries.
Incredible wineries in Waco.
And probably good food.
The food in Waco is like, I've never been, but I've heard it's like Paris. Like,
gosh, I'd love to. I've never even seen Paris, so maybe I could.
Dude, you would.
Waco's a lot closer than Paris.
You know, underneath Paris, you know about the Catacombs?
I've heard stuff in passing.
Have you seen pictures? Would you mind pulling up the Parisian Catacombs? Check this out, dude.
Well, maybe I really should, because again, it's a lot closer than freaking Paris.
Look at this.
Ooh, with the skeletons.
It's just
bones.
Like so many. Like, so basically, they were like limestone mines or something, and like they had, I think, because of the plague, or they just had a body problem, and so they entombed all of these like bones, and like someone designed them in kind of artistic ways, and so underneath Paris, and it's not just all bones, like it was a limestone quarry, so it's just infinite tunnels, but underneath Paris are these like tunnels, and you can go on a tour of the catacombs, and one of the big problems they have is people steal bones. So when you come out of the catacombs, you go through this little gift shop, and I know you're going to think I'm doing some cheap joke. It's so fucking funny. Do you know what it is? It's a Cracker Barrel gift shop. The catacombs emerge right into a Cracker Barrel, Parisian Cracker Barrel. And that
sounds like a dream to me. I can't even imagine.
Because you've been down there in the dank, bony darkness.
And I'd only ever been to a Cracker Barrel in America. I knew that they did have some European. I didn't realize one of them was in Paris.
Well, what's funny is like there's like when I left. See what happened to these? Like, look at that that's somebody got lazy. See, could you pull up just the unorganized bones down here?
I would grab
That's somebody who wanted to go home.
Grab one for your dog.
He's like, he's tired. I'm just gonna just leave a pile. No one will notice. But like, in the gift shop, there's bones from like the shop, like bone lifters, like people trying to steal bones, and there's like stacks of bones, femurs and stuff.
Oh, you can see that, where the people tried to steal it. Oh gosh,
dude. But let's cut back a little bit.
Yeah, I
want to talk about your uncle, and so what was his name? Uncle
Lee.
Uncle Lee. So Uncle Lee, how many weeks before they found the body? How long?
Oh, I think must have been probably a couple. Week and a half, 2 weeks.
This is your dad or mom's brother?
Mom.
Well, she must have been so upset.
Or we called him Uncle Lee. I don't know. It was some other sort of, it was not my mom's brother. He was, I don't know what, he was some relative. I don't know. I always called him Uncle Lee. Yeah. It's from my mom's mom. It was like a cousin of my mom's mom, I think.
So it wasn't a real uncle.
Correct.
So probably your mom wasn't like heartbroken. It wasn't like her brother was found.
No,
she was just sad.
Yeah.
And
correct. It wasn't like her brother. Yeah.
I mean, because
it would have been a little different.
There's a terrible documentary I saw. I would not recommend watching it. I don't know why I watched it. Real kick in the balls. It's a documentary about what they do with all of these like dead people they find in apartments in Los Angeles that don't have any surviving family members. It's just people die alone and there's no one left in their lives. And
do they burn the bodies?
They put them in. They put them in the fireworks for LA fireworks.
Gosh, yeah, for the fair, for the LA County Fair, or 4th of July
and the fair. There's enough.
Gosh.
They said on the documentary there's enough. They could do like 4 more fireworks shows. There's so many bodies.
That's insane.
I know.
That almost sounds kind of like a fun, if
Beautiful.
you get past the beginning part, kind of a cool documentary, though.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, I think that was like probably like the, that was a beautiful part of it because, you could easily just take the bones and like put them in like an unmarked grave or put them in like a whatever. But it's the idea of like, let's explode your remains over the city that you died in. One little glimmer of light up there and like the green ones are the bodies. So if Angelino's the next 4th of July, whenever you see green fireworks, that's probably I think, God, I'm trying to think. Like a leg will make a pretty big firework display. I mean, you obviously mix it in with like sulfur and stuff like that, but like the green comes from the...
Pretty cool move from Gavin Newsom. Normally, I don't necessarily like that guy, but that was a pretty cool move from Gavin Newsom.
It really made me change my opinion.
I know. I like him now. I like him now.
Kind of pushed the needle for me, and I'm surprised he's not talking about that more.
Yeah, no shit. It's like the coolest that I'd never even heard. I mean, it makes sense. You have a problem. Too many, the bodies, no family.
I guess he's like one of those people who doesn't pat himself on the back.
For sure.
You know, because he must know, like, if the world knew that that's how they're disposing of the bodies.
It's a cool way.
And
it makes sense.
I'd do it.
I would totally fucking do it.
Well, like the firework?
Be lit as a firework.
I would. Why not? Like, why not?
I have told my parents my wishes if I were to pass, which is getting cut in half and then having half be, you know, the tree. So have a tree eat me, you know?
Yeah.
And then the other half would be to send my cremates into the sky to like be the air.
Giving your family a lot of fucking work, aren't you?
Yeah,
like
that sounds expensive.
What are you doing? Like, let them just fucking... They're already busy. They're sad. Now you're like, cut
me
of me
in
as a
half
tree.
long ways.
Make my fingers into a puzzle. Take my legs and pretend I'm walking around the house for a day. Just let them burn you up or put you in a firework. You can't do that to them. I have thought about it though, like making like my last wishes really complicated.
Yeah, my dad said the first house that they lived in that I was pretty much wasn't born in, but when I was born, lived in the house, they had some asshole neighbor who was like always commenting on my dad, like needing to do the lawn or whatever, just some asshole. And he eventually killed himself, and he had like a little treasure map so he could be in control of everything even after he died.
What do you mean a treasure map?
To find his body.
He left a treasure map
to find his fucking body of where he killed himself. Treasure map. Yeah.
It's like, you're like, what's it going to be? X marks the spot. We're going to be rich. And it's just some dead asshole.
Uncle Lee with all the flies all on him.
Well, you know, you want to hear a really fucked up, like, rotting body story?
Wow.
So, one of my friend's friends sublet his apartment. Was going on tour and sublet his apartment for, you know, whatever, temporary rental, but like unofficial because you weren't supposed to do that or whatever, but like found somebody who needed to live there for a month. He's on tour and he gets a call from his landlord. His landlord's like, you need to come back. He's like, why? He's like, the person that you were letting live in your apartment is dead and has been rotting in there and you need to come back. So I think he had to cancel his tour. He had to come back. So what? But it gets worse. So laying around. So number one, the dude had like melted into the couch. Like it had been a while. Laying around the couch, duster bottles. He killed himself doing duster on the couch, and like just ruined this dude's couch and his relationship with his landlord too. But like,
yeah, poor guy. Yeah.
Oh, so it's just like. I can't, like, that is a really fucked up way to go.
You mess up somebody's couch. You mess up the relationship with the landlord. I mean, it's all fucked up.
I know.
Selfish.
Is dusters whippets? Or
yeah,
it's a lot worse.
Dusters, like, it's whippets.
It's a different thing. I mean, whippets, what? Nitrous oxide. Dusters, I think it's other things.
Whippets is nitrous oxide, a.k.a. hippie crack. And...
We've done some before together.
Oh, yeah. And
yeah, but we've done some.
The duster world has evolved. Like when I was coming up, there was 2 ways that you could achieve nitrous. Now, there were legends of like these rednecks who would break into
I remember hearing about that growing up.
And steal the tanks. But generally, to get nitrous, you would have to go to like a Grateful Dead show. And someone would have a tank of nitrous and they'd sell it. It was called hippie crack. And it was $5 a balloon. And you know what the term fishing means?
Yeah, I saw it happen one time with somebody doing duster.
Fishing, is when you have a sort of mild seizure from doing too much duster. And this happened at a Grateful Dead show. What would happen is like the hippies would take the tank into the van and they'd be doing balloons and they would leave the tank on. And so the whole van would fill with NO2 and they would open the van and just dead hippies and balloons everywhere. And so the other way that you could get nitrous is like a high school kid in North Carolina is you would go to the grocery store and get whipped cream bottles. And there was a way, there still is a way you can like suck nitrous out of whipped cream.
You have done that before. That's kind of fun.
Yeah, whip it. But now, have you seen the evolution in nitrous? Have you seen galaxy gas?
What's that?
Okay, can you look up galaxy gas? This is
it like big containers of... I saw a video randomly this past week.
So
it could be the same thing.
Look at this shit. Now look, this is the funniest thing. So make your next pasta extra delicious because they have to do this legally. They have to say it's for like drinks and food. So now let's scroll down.
Funny.
And let's check out the art for this food product. Let's see, not the recipes. Go back up. Let's order some. Let's see. Shop. Okay. So my dear friends, let me tell you, if there's a surefire way to wake up feeling fresh after a night of drinking, it's with pre-alcohol. Zbiotics pre-alcohol probiotic drink is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking. Here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. It's this byproduct, not dehydration, that's to blame for your rough next day. Pre-alcohol produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down. Just remember to make Zbiotics your first drink of the night. Drink responsibly, and you'll feel your best tomorrow. Okay, so you know how it goes. Someone reaches out. They say, we'd love to sponsor your podcast. We have a genetically engineered probiotic that is going to help you feel better after a night of drinking. And if you're me, you're like, that can't possibly work. So I have to try it or I can't promote the product. And so happily, I slurped back some of their incredible genetically engineered probiotic. It's got a really wonderfully strange taste to it. You're like, oh shit, there is something here that is going to do something. And let me tell you, friends, waking up and realizing, number one, you don't feel like a truck rolled over your neocortex, but also you've got a new sponsor. That's a great feeling. This stuff works. So why put yourself through it? Why do it? Why do that to yourself? What do you get off on pain? Do you feel like you have to pay some demonic ticket because you wanted to have fun one night? You don't have to do that anymore. Science is winning everything. And they have won the war against feeling like garbage after you drink. Go to zbiotics.com/Duncan to learn more and get 15% off your first order when you use Duncan at checkout. Zbiotics is backed with a 100% money back guarantee. So if you're unsatisfied for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. That's how you know it works. Remember to head to zbiotics.com/Duncan and use code Duncan at checkout for 15% off. I'm telling you, if you're someone who's gotten used to that bristly, rotten, gassy hell feeling after you went out for a night of drinking with friends, it is the most incredible thing to wake up and it's not there. You might wonder, like, did I even drink last night? This stuff is magic. And I wouldn't be surprised if everyone on the planet starts using Zbiotics before they drink, if we would have world peace in a few days. Because how many wars are caused by hangovers? You got to wonder. Thanks, Zbiotics.
The Barista Pro is what they call their dispensing machine.
Now look at these tanks you can get. Look at this shit. Up. They already took it down.
Okay, that's what I saw in a video. I saw a random video of people acting a fool in a. So how much is that?
I can't remember. I was looking at the prices because, like, I was thinking about, like, I was just curious, you know.
Would it last forever in a tank? Could you just maybe have a tank for a long time?
Not with us.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't stop. Like, if I'm doing nitrous, if I have a tank of fucking strawberry flavored talk to Jesus gas, I'm not stopping. Yeah. Like, so, like, this is insane to me because, like, in the old days, you would have to go to a head shop and get the little silvery things, and like the whole thing was like they were really careful. You really had to pretend you were using it to make whipped cream. But these guys are just like, you know, it's flavored. It's galaxy gas. This isn't like
they're trying to make it the next like vape, right? Your flavored vapes.
Exactly.
But that's not good though, because nitrous, you always feel dumb. I enjoy it. I love doing it, but it couldn't be good for you,
dude. It can't be good for you to do inhalants, but you know, nitrous has a really interesting history. Did you know this, William? So nitrous was like it was considered like an occult gas. So back in the Victorian times, people were doing nitrous and having these mystical experiences and stuff, and they would have these nitrous oxide fairs where, like a circus, like someone would come into your town with nitrous. Audience members would inhale the nitrous and get fucking high, and everyone would like. They didn't even. I don't think they had balloons back then. I don't know how they were administering it with a mask, maybe. But it's got a fascinating history, and people who've had mystical experiences on it at the dentist's office or whatever, and they're like, I feel like I saw my past lives. Or that is not a new thing. Like, some people think that something about nitrous allows you to communicate with the spirit world. And if you've ever taken like LSD and nitrous, like you will see the matrix. Like I've seen, like it's like a grid, a grid in everything, like a hyperdimensional grid that was weirdly symmetrical everywhere. And like, I remember like, whoa, it's the Matrix, man. And then I'm like, you're on acid talking about the Matrix, you dick. You can't talk about the Matrix when you're tripping. You just shouldn't. It's fucking rude.
I agree.
So, William, let's get back to your book with the little time we have left.
Yeah. I mean, truthfully, I think people are going to love it. It's again, autobiography. A lot of people don't do those kind of, at least, I don't know, maybe halfway through life. It's hard to say, obviously. But
how long did it take you to write it?
Well, started again, at 32. No, 33, excuse me. So it's been 4 years.
Did you
writing? I don't know, 2 of those years.
A lot of times when you get the pre-published book, it has mistakes, but I thought it was so weird because I open up and it's like, whoa, it's starting on page 32. And
yeah, that was an issue.
So that was a mistake. I was not sure if that was an artistic choice.
No, it was more of an issue with the publisher. I was able to find some, at first I went the route of, they have the commercials on TV where you can call up a number. If you have a book, you can publish it. And I met these really nice people, really nice company, but then it was, they were telling me to edit too much of the stuff out. They didn't like the stuff, like a lot of the stuff in Mississippi.
The Mississippi chapters.
A lot of the kind of get sexy parts. They really didn't like that.
Kind of get sexy. My dick was hard the whole time, dude.
Oh, and that's kind of what I was going for.
It, aside from it being like one of the greatest works of erotic nonfiction that I have ever read in my life.
And there's not a lot, for those who just really don't know about book stuff, there's not a lot of erotic nonfiction.
Not that, again,
there's not a lot.
Another new genre.
Yeah, there's not a lot. Good luck looking it up.
There's like this incredible, like, the G&M series. You ever read that? George and Martha Washington's thing?
Yes.
That's super fucking hot.
Gosh. Why'd you even put that in my head?
I'm sorry.
G&M.
The nipples.
I didn't know they could get that hard.
Well, it's Martha Washington, you know, it's like different. Those are
1700s.
1700s, probably not as many additives in the food. And so, and I think that
Pilgrim's Bride.
The whole ESS, ETSS.
Yes, ETSS.
Erectile tissue sagging syndrome.
Yep.
Which is right now like I've seen pictures of like you know, nipples of like people who are like 23, 24, and it looks like a long, thin sausage just dangling down past the belly button.
Gorilla.
No, I mean compared to a gorilla, dude, this looks like fucking like a thick the hair. It looks like just long brown, like you know, you've seen it, man. Anyone out there who's struggling with this,
I've seen it.
My heart goes out to you. It's anyone. It could happen to anybody.
Yeah,
and it happens fast. You wake up in the morning, your nipples are
you can't hide them. They're hard to hide.
Well, the tie back is
you can do that, but right when you get them, it's hard to know what to do with them.
Well, yeah, it's fucked up. But anyway, we're off track here. Your book, I just want you to talk about the scene where you came upon the bear mauling that mountain biker. And
yeah, my gosh, Southern California. It was just this really weird time I'd gotten. Again, a lot of my kind of background, a lot of kind of ancestral kind of stuff. Again, it's some people in Mississippi. It was a lot of the spanking stuff. And as you know, Duncan, moved to California trying to do some comedy stuff. But then I soon realized, well, storage unit job is not really cutting it. I have to get into something else. And I started doing the spanking stuff. And I would do that a lot out on runs with people. I'd had this thing on Craigslist and I would meet the people and end up running, I don't know, 2-3 miles one way, 2-3 miles back. But before we ran back, I'd get them to lean over and I'd start spanking them. And yeah, one of the times I was doing that.
I want to stop you there. Something I was really curious about. And, you know, like, I was like, I was so taken with the book. It felt like I was in a dream. So it's hard for me to remember all the bits and pieces. But I don't remember you writing about this. Why would you decide to spank in the middle of the run instead of in the beginning of the run when they're not as sweaty?
Because people would not want to run. And when I get them halfway there, they have to run back because I'm spanking hard.
Yeah.
So if people get spanked at the beginning, they're, gosh, I mean,
you mean
immediately I tried doing it that way, Duncan, but it wasn't, people would not run with me. They have to run. Oh,
so I got it. Okay. I got it. I see now. I feel like an idiot. So this is more of a kind of like coaching. Like you would find people who wanted a nice spank, but also you made
need to get in shape a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
It was wonderful. It really changed some lives. People really loved it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I'm sure. I mean, I think like that one dude, like apparently like he lost like 60 pounds. I think he like got into the Olympics or something.
Lost 60 pounds, but I really ran into trouble because that guy who was on the mountain bike, who got by the bear, he was one of my clients. And then they ended up figuring it out. That he was coming out there to visit with me. We had text messages, and they figured out it was me. They pinpointed it to me, so I had to dissolve the whole thing, and I had to quit doing it. To me, like that was would you call that a bottom for you in your life? Yeah. Oh my gosh. I mean, it was really, I don't know. I finally found something I really loved. I've been looking. That's just how I've lived my life. I've really just tried to find something that I love, and it's kind of cool to finally find something where you're really helping people, and it really helps me too, because I can end up getting stressed out. I mean, I'm talking shit to the Jehovah's Witness women. I need to find my outlets, and I was really able to find that outlet.
I think your honesty about hitting bottom was really incredible, you know, because a lot of people find themselves in a situation where, you know, just life isn't going your way, and sometimes you think you've hit the bottom, and then that's not the bottom. And then there's another bottom that you hit. Now, add to the fact that this incredible business, which easily could have grown to be like the next Peloton or something, is out the fucking window. Add to it that now you are being accused of murder.
Yes.
Because there aren't bears out there.
Correct. I know.
And no one saw a bear.
Exactly. They right off the bat, they're like, "Oh, what? Are you sure it wasn't a mountain lion? Did you say that wrong? What do you mean bear?" And I was like, "Well, I lived in Wyoming at one point in my life. I've seen bears before. It was a freaking bear, so it's."
So just some bear got out of probably a pet bear or something got out, and they probably realized because the bear's fur must have been bloody, and they were like, "Oh my God, it killed again," and they put it back in the cage. But yeah, like this is pretty intense because it seems like these cops wanted to frame you. They were saying like, these aren't bite wounds. This looks more like a stabbing, that, all the accusations, there's no fur anywhere. It looks like someone stabbed this person to death. I'm glad you can laugh at it now, man.
I swear that's the emotion. It's either that or crying. But y'all don't want to see me cry right now.
But you were like, I don't want to spoil the book, guys. This is just one tiny piece of an incredible book, The Story of Me by William Montgomery. But you got off in a technicality.
And don't talk to the police, okay? That's my biggest word of advice. I talked to him for the first 3 freaking hours, and then I somehow remembered from all the times I watched Forensic Files, I somehow remembered, don't talk to... I don't know what happened.
You lawyered up.
Had to lawyer up, but I talked to him for about 3 hours, and so close to sinking me.
Dude, I mean, to me, that's like, I guess, if I'm going to... Do you ever think about doing that business again?
Yeah, oh my gosh. It was so much fun. I mean, Duncan, seriously, when it's just early in the morning, you got to wake up, I don't know, 5:30. When it's just so early and it's just so beautiful outside, you see the sun coming up.
Yeah.
It is wonderful. And it's like, well, I've put in the work, again, we're going probably 2 miles up, 2 miles back, but it's fun knowing you have the work and then the people lean over and you can really, at least on my end, you got the blood pumping from running.
I see your jaw like clenching, like with
you can really get into it then, and they're having fun. And again, you're kind of in the middle of nowhere, so it doesn't the screams. Not that it's a lot of screaming. That's like one of the things I had to tell people at the beginning because I get scared. But
don't scream.
Yeah, don't scream. Just we can fix that situation. Just don't scream.
And
because it does scare people.
And that I guess the fix for you. You would offer them the ball gag option so that they could.
Yeah, I preferred it when they just listened to my fucking ass. I preferred it when they listened.
I also thought it was really interesting. Like, I know, like, you're in a relationship right now.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's interesting the way you were writing about what it felt like to spanking a grown man in the forest. But it was still kind of sexy the way you wrote about it, and I didn't know that you were into that stuff.
I like to call it just a little William Montgomery flair. I like to put a little flair into it, just because I know what I like to read, so I just try to apply a little of that.
Well, it was good. No, I mean, it was very also it wasn't just like. I hope I feel like I don't want to do your book a disservice. I hope this, I'm not making it seem like.
Thanks for bringing it up. I was worried you weren't even going to bring it up.
That's all I wanted to talk about. I fucked up. I completely derailed so many questions. But when you describe that scene, oh God, well, obviously you're changing the name. So it's funny. You call this guy Harvey Weinstein. But when you're describing spanking Harvey and how you could feel him grow hard against your lap.
Yeah, and by the way, he had the weirdest looking penis. You're not supposed to say that, but I swear.
Well, you changed the name. No one knows who the fuck this is.
I know.
So but I thought it was really sweet because he starts crying as you're beating him. And then that whole, you comforted him. And I wonder.
It's a human moment.
So could you, if you don't mind, and I don't mean to put you on the spot.
No.
So a poem came to you in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
Can you say a little bit of that poem? I mean, it's very long, but it seems like it would take you an hour to do the whole thing. But
oh my gosh. Let me think. Yeah. With Harvey, it was flowers grow slow, fast. Harvey.
It's so beautiful.
I know.
It's so beautiful.
I know. Well, I know there's a little bit of poetry. So for any of the poetry nerds out there, there's poetry throughout.
I felt like I was reading like a combination of like Jack Kerouac and T.S. Eliot. Like this book thing that you've done, man, you're obviously a brilliant comedian and a warrior, someone who's fought in Ukraine, like a fucking warrior.
Yeah.
A warrior. You're a romantic.
Yeah.
And a great comic, and now I think you're going to become like known as like one of the great authors.
We'll see. Lord willing, and the creek don't rise, Duncan. Lord willing, and the creek don't rise.
William, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks so much for having me, Duncan.
Everybody, definitely check out The Story of Me by William.
Comes out. I don't know when this comes out, but it will be. It's at the
next week. This comes out next week.
Okay, so this is beginning of October, so beginning of spooky season. We're thinking that if we can have it in grocery store, different places by like the candy and places like that, it could help with sales. But yeah, spooky season book.
It is, and it's also a great book for Valentine's Day. It's like real sweet, like, and it kind of like, like it. I'll tell you this: it like took my like sex life with my wife to the next level, man. Like
that's what people are saying. That's what people are saying. Again, I don't want to toot my own horn.
Toot it
too much, but yeah, I mean, it can help with stuff like that.
William Montgomery, The Story of Me, pre-order. It definitely helps if you guys pre-order. It will definitely be on the New York Times bestseller list. And you got any shows coming up? Any book tours or book signings or anything?
Yeah, but I can't remember.
Well,
if you look at my Instagram, I'll have it on my Instagram.
Look in the comments section. We'll put it to some of his upcoming dates. Link to his WilliamMontgomery.com.
Just my William.f.Montgomery1. Somebody took the original William.f.Montgomery on Instagram. I don't have a website.
William.f.Montgomery1.
But I did get the one. No, that's just at Instagram. I don't even have a website, Duncan. People refuse. I mean, after what happened, what we were just describing again, what I said to the police, I can't do a website.
Oh my God, cancel culture. It's like, dude, there are bears everywhere. Like just because like a bear, isn't like, there aren't like California bears that you have seen. People keep all kinds of crazy shit. Dude, my stepbrother, like 3 fucking penguins attacked him in like Omaha. Like next to a bank, like, and those motherfuckers, the emperor penguins are big and they fucked him up. So like, yeah, there's
stuff happens.
Give it a break. Stop.
Give him a break. Let me build a website.
Fucking, yeah.
Let me build a freaking website.
What the fuck? What are you going to do?
I need one now, probably. Let me build one.
Spakowski. Yeah, well, also you could use Squarespace or something, probably. But
yeah, I've heard of that. Maybe
use offer code Duncan, 10% off your first order of a website or domain, and that was an entire Squarespace commercial. I will see you guys soon. Hare Krishna. Thank you, William.
Thank you.
That was William Montgomery, everybody. All the links you need to order The Story of Me will be at duncantrussell.com or in the section down below, whatever this is on. Tremendous thank you to our wonderful sponsors. And thank you for watching. I'll see you soon. God bless you.